Hi, welcome to another video today, and let's get started with our quote of the day. It's going to be Psalm chapter 100 verse 4. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name. Alright, that's our quote of the day, and what we're going to be covering is what are objects in PowerShell. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, so in PowerShell, everything is considered an object. An object is like an instance of a class that encapsulates data like properties and functionality, which are also known as methods. So in PowerShell, they build this on the top of, I don't know if you heard of like a .NET framework. So that's pretty much using another language, but PowerShell is built on top of that. So it uses those objects from those .NET objects as well. And the objects are like a key concept where in PowerShell, so they allow you to work with complex data structures easily. You can manipulate or interact with other objects. So they kind of give you all these different features you could use already built in the system. So for example, so each object will have like properties and methods, and our properties like so for example, if we let's maybe do an example here. So let's go in our basic script and let's do this. So for example, we have a variable here and get item, that will be our object. Okay, so let's try to get scripts. Okay, so we'll use this and we're going to use this object. So the return of the file. So what this will return, like if it has any all the properties of that file. So let's return those properties. So the return of this will be in this variable here, and then now you could call the property. So name is, which will be like the file name, and then the others will be like length. And here's another example, and like last updated date or write date. So that will be like last write date. Write time, sorry. Okay. So let's write the host on these, and we want to print these to the screen. So these are the properties, just to let you know. So whatever the name, length, and last write time, those are the properties of the get item object. All right. And let's see how this looks like. So if we bring this up, run the code. As you can see, it brought up the properties. So the file name, the length, and the last write time. So now let's say you want to figure out, okay, well, how do I know what properties are there and how would I know what to choose? You could also do it this way. You could also do, so whenever you get the object results, you could pipe it out to get member, and that would kind of this will give you a list of everything that's out there that you could use. Okay, so you could see it's listing all the different types of properties and methods you could use. So let's cut this short a little bit here. So all right, so if we go out to the method, you could also look at, so how do we call the method, I guess, is maybe the question. So we already know how to use the properties, and you could see how the name was there. There was a length and last write time. So I think I cut it short, but anyway, it'll be part of that listed here, and that's how you'll know what to choose. So if we, because the list is pretty long and I didn't want to keep it long, so let's choose like a method, like how, so for the method you could do file dot, so this is how you, so we use the delete method here, and then you end up with these parentheses. So what it'll do is it'll delete that file, right? So you can call the method on the object using, you know, the dot notation, and pretty similar to how we use the dot notation for the properties as well. But you can see it's actually calling the method where it has these appendices here. Okay, so for example, like, you know, file system objects, they'll return command, you know, commandlets like the get dash item, and you know, other commandlets would be like get child item, etc. And they have properties such as name, length, and last write time, like, which is what we just saw here. And you know, process objects, you know, return by, you know, get dash process, if you want to look at those. And they have properties like, you know, ID, name, CPU, methods. And the methods will be like kill, so it'll come up like those kill methods. That's like when you want to stop or terminate a process. So we could do that example if you want to take a look at it. And let's maybe open up a notepad here so that way I could demonstrate that. Okay, so I opened up the notepad application here, and let's go in our command line, and I'll do get process, and let's try to look for notepad dash name. Okay, so it found it. And that's because we had opened up the Notepad app here already. Now, okay, I forgot to assign this to a variable, so let me assign it to a variable. I'll call it process. Okay, so the return, like how you saw the return here, will actually just be stored in the property, sorry, stored in the variable process, right? And now let's take a look at the properties. So if we do process dot ID, we should be expecting 8904, which is what we got here. So you see these are properties that you could actually pull, and you could also do it for CPU. Alright, so that's, well, it's taking a little bit to come up there. There you go. And that's the CPU there. Now, you could also, and I can show you one method that we could use here. So the process, let's say we want to like close that process. So this is one of the methods you could use. This is process.kill. So this will actually just shut down this process here. So if we do that using this method, and if you try to pull it back up, so let's try it. You can see it's not there anymore, and you can see it's disappeared from the task manager. All right, so those are some objects. So this is kind of like an intro to how working with objects and so on, properties and methods. We kind of did a little bit of all those, a little brief overview of everything. So yeah, that's about it. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's close off with our quote of the day, which is Psalm chapter 100 verse 4. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name. All right. Don't forget to read your Bible, and if you're not going to a church, try to locate a good Bible-based church. And see you for the next video. Thank you.